Hello and welcome back to my Let's Challenge of Ratchet and Clank. In the last episode, we completed Orxon Part 1 before then completing Iridia and Battalia after finally getting access to the magnet boots. And now we are here on planet Pokitaru looking to get the O2 mask. But before we do that, what we're going to do is we're going to head into the sewers of this area. Oh no, actually we don't want to do this, do we? No, we don't. We don't want to do this at all. Sorry, that was a load of rubbish. In order to complete that area, we actually need another item that we don't actually have access to. But, as you can see, we now have two more potential weapons that we can actually get access to, being the decoy glove and the visible bomb gun. We're not going to do that quite yet.
Hey, you two are the first friendly faces I've seen in weeks. You are friendly, aren't you?
To you, yes. To him, no.
Well, friends, have I got a deal for you? Since the Blarg began dumping their toxic sludge into our ocean, the wildlife has,
Become ravenous mutants?
yes, you could say that. All my customers either left or became lunch. So I'm closing the place down. However, I just so happen to have one, count 'em one, O2 mask left.
How much?
It's not for sale.
But you said.
I said I had a deal, and indeed I do. You boys get rid of those Blarg ships, and it's yours. Just escort me to the other end of this resort, and you can use our jet fighter.
Jet fighter, eh? All right. But you better not try to stiff us.
So, here we go. So the first section of this level is all about escorting this guy around the resort. And now, so, Pokitaru is an interesting planet. The enemies can be quite annoying. Like, less those sort of octopus-like guys, but the porcupine fish especially are rather infuriating. I always find they hit me way more than I think they should, because I believe they take 2 hits with the wrench. Anything that takes 2 hits with the wrench is just annoying. But thankfully they can be sucked up with the sub-cannon, which is always a benefit to any small enemy. As I'm sure you can imagine, being pufferfish, what they do is they just stick their spikes out and then they roll towards you in a way that is rather infuriating. So we're going to raise it up here. Actually, you might as well stay on. So once we get the O2 mask, we will be exploring this area far more as well. I never noticed the very silly look that that guy had. It was just very odd. Anyway. For some reason my control has been really imprecise. Good. Yeah, you see it takes multiple hits with even the blaster. Ow. That was stupid. Oh dear, come on. I'm a bit worried just because this level you can die relatively easily on this, and you just got to be careful with it. Especially because we still only have 4 hit points, so... And the reason why we only have 4 hit points is the fact that we only have 4 hit points is much the reason why I'm not buying those other weapons quite yet. So the fact that the suck cannon doesn't immediately suck things up is rather frustrating. Okay, so we've got the second boat journey here, and yeah, I mean the boat journeys are really the only section that I'm particularly worried about, just because, again, those pufferfish. You can see there's more metal detector areas here, but I really can't be bothered. The amount of bolts you get from them is only probably, you know, maybe about 1,000. It's not really that. It's not so important. It's only. Oh, come on. They do die with one hit from range. Please. Okay, well, that's not a positive sign, let's say. Come on. Why is this thing so stiff? Obviously, with only one hit point, I've got to be rather cautious here. Okay, so... this is way more tense than it needs to be. And we're down to no ammo. I'm half tempted to run to the health, but no. That's what I didn't want to happen. Okay, good.
We're here. Now where's that fighter?
Right there in that locked garage. One tourist crashes a jet and wham! Lawsuit.
That lock is unlike any I have seen.
Very astute observation, Mr. Shiny. I can't open it either. I don't trust the tourists, and the board of directors don't trust me. So we have a little problem.
We have a little problem. I just want the O2 mask. So if you can't open up the lock, that's your problem. Now cough up the mask.
Well, I can see that you really wanted to fly our jet. So I'll tell you what. Go talk to Bob at his robo-chat. He knows about these locks.
Okay, well, let's get this health, first of all.
With the cluster pack, you can power slam switches like these by jumping and then pressing the...
Well, what have we got here? Hey, watch it. I recognize that work. Y'all been to Seattle, ain't you?
Yeah, he installed the helipack.
I can see that. I taught that age your brother of mine everything he knows. Look, if you want some real hardware, I can fix this little feller up with a thruster pack. Ooh.
Will it help us get past that weird lock by the fighter garage?
Ah, you know about those gizmos, huh? Well, it sure as heck will. It's got a real special power slam move built right in.
It's a good thing I need this to get to that jet, or you'd be out of luck, pal.
I've got it. I'll have you fixed up faster than a horny toad a hopping. Well, there you are, little buddy. Better than new. That's right. I am the man.
Yeah, not bad.
Your thruster pack includes the new Power Slam feature. Just press the R1 button during the video to enjoy your new destructive capability.
So there you go. That's the what the Power Slam is. The thruster pack is like a small improvement on the heli pack. Like your long jump slightly faster and various other things. The one thing it doesn't have though is I think the high jump is ever so slightly shorter. At least there's always a section I find in towards the end of the game where I always need to swap to the heli pack just in order to make it. But anyway, so.
Shoot down those small alien ships to get more missiles.
So obviously you can wait for your things to lock on, or as I find is much easier, you can actually just hold it down and take things out. So obviously your ammo for your rockets is on the side, your health is along the outside of the little map area, so it's sort of the blue and red-ish coloured area. You obviously want to take out those guys before they can start dealing major damage to you. But all of these enemies drop way more, all of the health and all of the, more than enough health and ammo for you to really zip through this area relatively easily. So, wow. There we go, lovely. I believe there is a skill point in this level for taking out one of these small Blargian ships with the Visibomb once you gain access to it. Which could take a bit of trial and error to get right. So, easy peasy.
Well, I guess that should do it. Here you go.
It's about time.
The O2 mask allows you to breathe underwater, in poisonous atmospheres, or even in outer space. It will auto-equip when you need it.
So we now have access to the O2 mask. Seeing as we need to actually return here, I'm not going to do the rest of this planet, which involves sort of going underwater, and there's the gold bolt we need to get is underwater. But seeing as the item that allows us to swim faster underwater is also on the same planet as the item we need to do the sewers, we might as well wait. So now what we can do is we will very quickly pop back to the Blarg station. Because we have one gold bolt here that we can now finally get access to. So now the area where you were going around as Clank, we can now exit as Ratchet. And the only reason why you want to do this is to get the singular gold bolt that's around this area, which is located over there. Now, if I can remember how we actually get to it, that would be helpful. I'm only a little cautious because of do I think I can make that jump? Yes. Ooh, okay, good. Why was that so stressful? That's what the Let's Challenge does, it just makes tiny things like that jump stressful. Okay, there we go, good. Boxes. So that is Nebula G34 all done and dusted. Now what we need to do is not to die on our way out, and that will be another planet done. And then next it will be returning back to Auxon and probably what I would call the two hardest, well, some of the hardest missions in the game. both of them not being particularly fun. So now obviously we have the O2 mask, which allows us to breathe in this poisonous atmosphere. You notice that the Clank area is currently closed off just for the moment, but we have two paths that we can head down now. We still won't buy anything. I think the best thing for us to do is... So now this little area was rather interesting. What you can do is you can try and get through this area relatively stealthily, which essentially means that see, you've got obviously these sleeping enemies, and you can try and get through the entire level without waking them up. That's rather difficult. As you can see, they are stronger than the ones on the Blarg station because they take 3 bomb glove hits. Oh yeah, I remember these guys. I wonder how many hits with the Walloper those do. So, you see the blue guy, straight ahead. He is an enemy called a Screamer, and what they do is they essentially scream in order to wake up the other enemies. Like that. So the real issue I have with this section is I usually end up running out of ammo halfway through, and it becomes a not very easy section when you're relatively low on ammo, as you can rather imagine. Just because a lot of these enemies take a lot of hits. So there is this Gadgeton vendor, and so that way is the info bot in order to go to the next area. So what I might do is look at ammo. I don't usually buy ammo in this game, but I think it's probably worth it here. So what we're going to do is we're going to head this way first. Oh. Please tell me that's a good idea. Yes, okay. So, the Devastator is obviously our go-to weapon to kill a lot of these enemies, certainly like the ships and stuff like that. Now, if I had the Visibomb gun is a lot more powerful than the Devastator. And obviously, for those of you who don't know, the Visibomb gun is essentially a weapon which allows you to control the trajectory, or essentially you can guide the bullet. So if you're like in a nice little safe spot, you can just steer the missile into any enemies nearby. It's obviously a powerful weapon. Its base power is also a lot higher than the. Okay, good. Probably should try the Walloper against these guys just because of health, but obviously a melee weapon is always a risk. You set them out? Yeah, that's good. Okay, so this works. We've got to wait for them to be low enough, so that's not convenient particularly. This is the easier of the two routes, most definitely in my opinion. let's start walking over here. That ship's going to appear. A lot easier to take it out from range, especially when it doesn't fire at you. If you had the Visibomb gun, what I'd often do is I would stay here, for example, sort of be safe from its fire, and then steer the missile round. Anyway. Main issue with this level is all about the fact that the blaster is a terrible short-range weapon. Like, it's great over this sort of medium-range distance, but it's absolutely awful at close range. So you can get a trophy in this area by essentially shooting a screamer through one of these, what they call sniper holes. You just look through and take them out. Nice and simple. And that obviously helps this area where there are a bunch of these enemies. Nope, come on. Ah, stay still. I like how that doesn't wake up, but anyway. I wonder if that will take it out. Let's take it out. Wonderful. Okay, so that's not an effective counter. Essentially, it's the same, probably about the same amount of damage as the one buff. I want that help. Okay, sorry. I am feeling the pressure here a little bit. Okay, that's not going to wake you up. Fine. Lovely. Okay, so now. That was convenient. Thank you for falling off. Being taken out like that. Okay, good, good, good. Okay. There's an enemy down there. He didn't actually die, he just stuck down there. Okay, so. We now open up that area. And essentially,
This is a premium nanotech dispenser. You can purchase a can to increase your maximum.
indeed we can, and that's actually something that we will do now, because extra health is never a bad thing. Never, ever a bad thing.
This dispenser also carries Ultra Nanotech, the very latest in Gadgetron technology. Ultra Nanotech is
So yeah, so essentially you've got premium nanotech that increases your hits from 4 to 5, and then if you have 30,000 bolts, which you most likely never have at this point in the game, you can buy the Ultra, and Ultra Nanotech increases your hits from obviously 5 to 8. And is ultimately very, very useful. Screw you. right now I kind of value the I just value having the extra hits currently than the extra lives. Because obviously more hits means I shouldn't die as much. I'm just wondering, is there a... Where is... There's an area around here where we can wall jump and you get a gold pod. I think it's through there. Yeah, it's up there. So I don't know actually how we get there. I think we actually have to finish off the rest of this area in order to actually open up everything. Because as you can see, that platform's still stuck up there and all that. So this platform is convenient. It will take you back down. Well, it just means you don't have to glide down. We now need to do the second route, which is chock-a-block full of enemies. And yeah, not. Because I like getting all the money from, because obviously, you know, a very easy way to get money is by killing enemies. I always like killing all the enemies, but just the usage of your ammo is so great. I did not mean to use the Devastator. That was a complete waste. It's also another magnet loot section, which, as I've already said, I always get a little worried about. Anyway, it will max out our ammo. Just because ammo is relatively cheap compared to everything else. And it's far more important that I don't die in this section than anything else. Unnecessarily scary jump, but anyway. So, there is the target of what we're aiming for, the info bar. Let's try and collect. So now we're going to get harassed as we move over this section by these birds. And unlike in later Ratchet Clank games, you can't use any weapons while you're using the magnet boots. Ow. That was not sensible. So the only thing that was cheap. That was very cheap. Yes, that's good. So if I had a taunter, if I had access to the taunter, I could use the taunter here in order to actually get these enemies to wander into this force field, and that would actually do a lot of damage to them. Fortunately, I don't have a taunter, so I can't do that. So instead... Bomb Glove's just a great close range weapon, actually. So, you can see the birds that are over there, so I'm going to grab my... Bye. Go away. Stupid bird. can see, those guys take, yeah, if you try and melee them, they just, they can take the melee hits really easily, is the issue. But we're still making good progress through this area. We're very close to the end, actually, which is good. Excellent, actually. Telling me that did not hit. Oh well. Another case where you could have used the taunter there, but evidently still I don't have it, so. Okay, so now this, well, this is an example of essentially where we can get a very secret gold bolt in this area, but in order to do so we need the Visibomb gun and a lot of ammo and a lot of patience. Ow! I did not see that. Kidding me! It hit the ship that was going across. There we go, good. Nice. Okay, so we've got a few more enemies. Good. Is that it? Yes! Wonderful. Almost done. I remember this to be the end of this area. So we enter here, we need the magnet boots to walk up. And then we wander through here, and...
Hello again, everyone. Supreme Executive Chairman Trek here to fill you in on our progress. We have now found the perfect orbit for our planet, one which will allow for the optimum temperature all year round. However, there is a planet now occupying that orbit, and sadly, for its few insignificant inhabitants, it must be destroyed. And that's why we've created this! The Planet Buster Maximus, a device capable of blowing an entire planet into subatomic particles. We're quite proud of it. Here's how it works. We attach the Planet Buster to this ship, fly it into orbit around the planet, and let it go! Kaboom! Quite ingenious, really. Once our trained professionals put the finishing touches on our new planet, everything will be complete. Thank you. Goodbye.
Now this guy's gonna blow up an entire planet? That's just mean.
That's what I've been telling you.
Look, I'm still gunning for Quark. If we end up taking out Drek too, hey, fine. What?
You do care.
Don't push it, pal.
So there we go, that area is now open. The reason for that is when we you'll find out that the area that we arrive into is another area of the, another bit of the Clank area. I've never really used the Walloper, that's why I'm using it, because it's like something new. Is there anything... Okay, so now... In order just to finish off what we can do around here, I think I'm just going to head back through the Clank section, because I'm pretty sure there's some things we can get. Plus some extra bolts, and some extra bolts is never a bad thing given the situation we're currently in, where actually a lot of the things that we want are currently too expensive, being the Visibomb gun, premium nanotech, you know, that's all, what, that's 50 grand in bolts that we do not have. That's health that we want. No, we're actually full health. Good. This is around the area where... Ow! So, if I remember correctly, yeah. So essentially, you'll notice the gold bolt that's located there, and in order to get that gold bolt, you need to essentially fire successive visibombs through various layers of sort of barriers that occur down that path. So you need to actually be able to steer your visibomb through all of those paths each time successfully. Which isn't the easiest thing, but... So now, we need to find the gold bolts. I'm pretty sure there is one gold bolt around this section, so... Whilst we find that... Ow! Yes, there we go. First gold bot I wanted to get. It's located just there. I don't know if there's another one. So the only other thing I want to check is this. I think there is something around here, but... I have a feeling you can grab onto that ledge just there, but I'm not entirely sure it's the best way to go about that. There we go, good. What is up there? Is it literally just more bolts? Yes, it is. So if you ever wondered how to get to the bolts that are located just there, well, that's how you do it. So, cool. So that is Auxon done for all we can at the moment, because we can't buy the Visibomb, so we can't actually complete it. I'm very happy to have got through that without any casualties. That's really, really good. Having a very good sort of middle portion of the game. So, in the next episode, we go to Hoven, and Hoven has a lot of interesting things. It's got a fair few difficult little paths as well. Certainly it doesn't get any easier as we continue on, but I'm glad to get through Auxon. Auxon is really... I always think of Auxon as the point where the game starts getting serious, because it's probably, you know, in my opinion, definitely one of the hardest planets, and certainly the biggest sort of difficulty jump, I guess, you get. And then Hoven sort of continues that. But anyway, hope you have enjoyed this episode of my Let's Challenge of Ratchet and Clank, and I hope you will join me on the next episode.